What is up, people? Hope you all are doing well. I'm supposed to be cooking some food. I just got back home a few minutes ago and I paused the cooking so I could quickly record this video because the air fryer was loud as fuck. Let's get into it. Today, I have been reflecting a lot on my past days. Why? I've been working on some fellowship applications the past few weeks, more like the past couple months, and they're finally coming to an end. I'm supposed to submit my last one today or tomorrow. We shall see. We shall see. It's probably gonna be tonight. And when you're writing fellowship applications or any sort of like admission apps for like school and stuff, you have to really bring out your entire life story. Try to get together the the pivotal moments that like shaped you into you and then got you to where you are now. And I realized like over the past, the last couple of years specifically, especially like after undergrad graduation, working full time in the industry, I have always had something to be disciplined for. Like my job, I had to be there in the morning and stay till like the evening. Like I didn't have the choice to be like, no, like I'm not gonna do it. Once in a while, sure, like you can take a sick day or vacations and stuff, and normal stuff. But for the most part, you gotta show up each day and do your shit, regardless of how you feel. Because, bro, nobody cares about your feeling in corporate. Nobody gives a fuck. You gotta do your work and you gotta get that shit done. Like if you don't get that shit done, it's gonna be on you. So you're in a way forced to be disciplined in that sense, and sometimes that can then take away discipline from other parts of your life. But I tried really hard to not do that and actually be more disciplined. But the point I was gonna get at was I had something to be disciplined for. Like I had a goal. I had something I wanted to get to. When I was at the job, my goal was to not be at that job and try and figure out, okay, what are my next steps? Grad school applications came along, and then, or that was one of the ideas, and pursuing science was the passion behind it. And then applying to schools while you're working full time, like it's kind of a lot. While you're also trying to maintain your inner balance and all those things, it's a lot. But it was something that I was disciplined for because I had that goal. I was like, I'm currently in a situation that I'm not really happy with, but if I do this, I can probably get to a better situation. Something that aligns more with my internal frequency. But when I look back to my very early days, like high school and early college, like I'm very specifically thinking about early college, and I'll tell you why in a second. But those times were when I had nothing. Like I had nothing compared to what I have now. And that boy was that I get so emotional talking about that time, and like even when I'm writing and stuff, like it genuinely brings tears to my eyes because I can't fathom it, bro. First, it was a really rough time. It was the first few years of me immigrating to the US, getting settled in. But the fact that I did all that I did in that time, when I had the bare minimum, it's just it baffles me, and it fascinates me that I had that drive at such an early age, thanks to my parents and my sister. It's very humbling to think about that time, specifically like high school. It was tough, but those were the early days when I didn't have set goals, but I would just pursue stuff and work really hard because I understood that that was the only way for me to actually learn new things and get to the next level. So now, since then the goals were more direct, more concrete, and you were aiming for certain things. And even then, sure, like, applying to college and getting into a college, all those things, there's some concrete stuff, but there's some periods of time in my life where I just employed discipline just to learn and for my sake. And those were the most transformative periods, dude. I'm looking back now and I'm like, damn, like if I hadn't done that and this was like completely extra, I didn't have to do this, but I did it because I wanted to explore myself. It's So now let me take you back to the high school instant. Sorry, not high school. The first year of undergrad, because the after the or I guess I should say, and second half of first year and first half of second year, there were a few months here and there where I consistently stayed, but consistently stick to a gym routine schedule, which involved early mornings and evenings. So me and my friends would, big shout out to them by the way, still bros. We would go 6 a.m. in the morning to the gym on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Monday through Friday we would also do 6 p.m. workouts or somewhere around that time. So it was double on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday was once. That's already 7 times a week, and then the weekends we would assess, but most of the time we were hitting a workout at least one, if not both days. And we were running at the same time. We'd try to hit a mile before and after the workout. Needless to say, I was spending a lot of time at the gym, but I didn't have to do that. Neither did they. We weren't training for anything. We weren't doing it for someone. Like, why did we have to go through all that work and effort? There's no good reason to actually explain it, or like, there's no concrete reason to explain it. It was because we wanted to be more disciplined and we wanted to get in better shape. So we're like, yeah, we're gonna work out and we're gonna commit to it. And that was an extensive period of growth for me. Now that I'm thinking, because I had to learn how to balance all the other shit I had in my schedule to actually prioritize this. Because if I slack off, that motherfucker is gonna be like, yo, why didn't you pull up to the gym today? And it holds you accountable. But reflecting back on those stories, I'm over here like, yo, so I've been putting in the work for concrete shit when I have stuff. And interestingly enough, last year when I applied to grad schools, it was around this time. It was from August to December, because most applications were due in end of December or first week of January. And those few months were tough. And then after that, bro, I went on a splurge. Like, I had the time of my life. I had so much fun. I would go out more. I was socializing more, and all these different things that I was doing that were on a pause when I was applying for grad schools, because I was like, I want to be focused. I want to give it my best. And this year, same thing with fellowships. I decided to take a step back from some of the other things and not do other things as much and focus on the apps. But it's like I said, it's been periodic. I employ this discipline in periods of my life when I feel like I have to or I need to, because I want to achieve something, or I see something in front of me that I feel like I'm ready for. So going off of that and remembering how good it felt to employ discipline when I didn't have it, or when I didn't have to do it, y'all know I'm about to go crazy mode. First, and this is also stemming from that half marathon, because I didn't have to do the half marathon. I didn't have to do that shit at all. I had nothing to prove to anyone but myself. And I did it without training. This guy over here has fortified so much over the years, bro. I'd be forgetting sometimes. So it's time to start employing discipline when there's nothing to actually like reach towards per se. Daily journaling, daily meditation, daily reading, waking up earlier than usual. I'm contemplating on a 5:30 wake up time, but we shall see. I have to see how no, if I commit to it, I'm gonna make that shit happen. Let's get that real. Let's get that straight out of the way. More 2 YouTube videos a week. I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna make that shit happen. Last week's good. This week should be good. Next week should be good. I'm already good with my gym routine. 4 to 6 times a week, so that stays the same. Though I have to say, this week I haven't been going to the gym because fellowship applications. Oh, no. It's partially because of that, but mostly because my body has been shot because of that half marathon. But you also know I'm not someone who makes excuses, bro. So I just be doing whatever I can. I do push-ups at home. I be hitting the bag. I'm not over here just like resting and not doing any physical activity. You know what I'm saying? Like, that still stays. It's just not as intense as a workout where I could maybe get injured. Because right now my left foot is recovering. I need to give it some more time, and then we're gonna get back in it. I also can't wait to run again. And then daily small step for my long-term goals. This is a habit that I employed starting last year when I joined, or 2 years ago when I joined my industry job at Epic. Every single day, I would take one small step, whether it was 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 4 hours, depending on the day, right? Weekdays it would be less time, weekends it would be more time. But I made sure to do at least one thing for my goals every single day, no matter what. And I stuck to that for a long period of time, and it got me to where I am now. At that time, the goals were either to make content for platforms or figure out my next steps in terms of schools or setting up a website. There's always something that I'm working on that's a long term thing, and I made sure to do at least one thing, and I'm going to employ that shit again. Though I naturally already do it every day, I want to take one additional small step. Ideally, I would post all of this on social media, but realistically, I won't be able to post every single thing because when I get in these zones, I also don't use social media as much because I just don't have the time, and I'll have to figure it out. I'll see how much I can keep posting. But I'm gonna create my tracker again, and I used to have this tracker that tracks meditation, reading, journaling, and daily step for my goals, and physical fitness. These 5 aspects for each day of the week, so all 7 days, and then I would track. I would literally just put a check mark. I actually physically made this in an Excel sheet, printed that shit out, and then I would put like check marks and stuff. And that's probably what I'm gonna do again because that held me accountable. Every night I used to be like, oh fuck yeah, baby, I did this shit. Like I respect myself because I followed through on what I put out or what I said I was gonna do. So if I can leave you with anything, first, don't be this drastic of making changes. The reason I can do it now is because I've done it several times in the past, and I've trained myself to be able to do this kind of stuff. Start slow. Start by focusing on one step. You know, whether that be your physical fitness stuff, your academic stuff, your work stuff, whatever it is that you want to get better at, focus on one thing for at least like two to 3 months, and then add in the next thing. You want it to become a part of your habit before you introduce the next one. Small steps, small steps. So that's what I'm gonna leave you with. Hopefully you got something else out of the video. We ended up at 13 minutes, even though I was gonna probably thinking of recording for like 5 minutes. Anyways, I will catch y'all in the next one. And yo, let me know in the comments below actually which activity or which thing it is that you want to get better at, and what's the small step that you're going to take every single day from here on out. Alright, I'll catch y'all in the next one.